Chapter 1. All your dreams are valid only if you have the positive attitude needed to back them up. More often than not, we are caught in situations that require us to make life-changing decisions. This can be quite difficult because of the fear that we have for the unknown and our attitude toward the problem. After 10 years of law practice, Jeff Keller decided to quit and focus on motivational speaking full-time. This was a drastic move that not only surprised the people who knew him, but it also looked impossible. Using the strategies detailed in this book, he not only made a successful career transition, but he also discovered that the secret to other life issues is a positive attitude. Changes can be scary in the beginning, but they should motivate you to do all it takes to win. A famous saying equates a bad attitude to a flat tire that will prevent you from moving unless you change it. This is quite true. Keep reading to understand how this book will help you develop positive ideas that push you to achieve breakthroughs in life. A positive attitude is a person's passport to a better tomorrow. Unknown. Chapter 2. With the right attitude, you can achieve your goals and inspire others to do the same. Your attitude is the mental filter through which you experience the world. But because biology and experience make people different, not everyone can see the world the same way. Some people choose to be optimistic about different situations, while others want to dwell on the negatives. You can't always control circumstances, but you can control your thoughts. Charles Popplestone. Many times at the start of a task or an adventure, we are filled with optimism and a desire to make a change. But as time goes on, we get discouraged by criticism, rejection, disappointments, or even doubts. The longer we leave these negative emotions bottled in, the more it affects our ability to stay positive. As you encounter difficult situations, you must take time off to carefully detach yourself from the negative occurrences that make you bitter and dissatisfied so that you can see the world in a different light. Your attitude is your window to the world, and it affects everything in your life. Nobody else can do the job of cleaning your window when it gets dirty because it is always up to you to make the changes in your life. Yes, you might have had some bad experiences in the past, but it is no excuse. No one has an excuse to have a negative attitude. Having a positive attitude is necessary to activate other principles of success because everything depends on your attitude. Chapter 3. A positive attitude alone is not enough to overcome the hurdles in life. Many great writers, philosophers, and religious leaders have agreed that our thoughts determine our actions. And it is plain and simple. If you think about a particular goal, you begin to make steps to move toward that goal, and chances are you will achieve it. What we sincerely believe regarding ourselves is true for us. Orison Swett Martin. Although if you spend just a little amount of time thinking about your goal, chances are you won't produce positive results. You have to make positive thinking a lifestyle. Your relationships are also influenced by how you think about yourself and what you think you deserve. If your thoughts do not change, your relationships won't either. Changing your thought process takes some time and is greatly influenced by repetition. So the more you read positive literature or listen to motivational cassette tapes, you are training your mind to think positive thoughts. Success requires patience, effort, and commitment because even when you are able to develop positive thoughts, you are not immune to difficulty. There will be a lot of difficulties, but your belief in yourself and persistence will help you overcome them. The thoughts you had in the past are responsible for your current situation, and your present thoughts will determine how your future will turn out. Chapter 4. Comparing yourself to someone else only makes you miss out on your unique journey. Celine Dion once said she pictured herself being this successful from the age of 5. Many successful people intentionally create an image of the success they want from a young age. You can do the same too. Visualize yourself in any situation you want. But a lot of the time, we produce results that fall short of our potential because we do not envision a more successful version of ourselves. While trying to create a mental picture of yourself, ensure you're not thinking of too many things at the same time. Look for a comfortable position so that your thoughts can flow freely. You always have control over the pictures you allow into your mind, and your conscious decisions make all the difference. Always choose new pictures that fit in your life's plan. Always feel free to change the interpretation of an event as you desire. Just like everything else that is worth a try, creating a positive mental picture takes time and requires patience and persistent focus. Comparing yourself to someone else only takes away the beauty of your journey toward a better mental picture. It also slows you down and prevents you from seeing all your potential. Changing your mental picture can translate to physical activities such as writing positive words in a card that you can read every day. But be careful not to feed your mind with negative words or visual aids no matter how harmless they look. Imagination takes work to become a reality, so after creating a mental picture, you need to put in the necessary work. Chapter 5. Many things will test your commitment to your goals. Every time, choose not to quit. Commitment is the willingness to do whatever it takes to accomplish your goals. No matter how difficult it gets at some point, commitment means that you stick to your plans and not give up. Persistence follows closely behind because you will have to follow through with relentless determination to see your goals through. Once you are committed to a goal, you begin to attract everything you need to accomplish that goal. Your mind becomes focused on finding the things that you were formerly blind to. Do not set a rigid timeline for the accomplishment of your goals. Instead, be open to changes and new experiences. A lot of people shy away from projects because they don't have it all figured out. But this is no reason to remain stagnant, because when you have the willingness to do whatever it takes to achieve your goal, your mind attracts everything you need. Through the obstacles, mistakes, and disappointments that will come, commitment makes you realize that they are only temporary and will go away. Take David Baldacci, best-selling novelist, for instance. He started his career as a lawyer, but was committed to learning the craft of writing. He practiced every night from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. for many years. After 10 years of writing, he still had no big breaks. But did he give up? No, he persisted, and in 1996, all his efforts paid off. If you have a goal in mind but are still not willing to go all out for it to be accomplished, or you decide that after a particular period of not making much progress, you'll give up, you are not committed. Commitment means giving it your best all the time and staying the course. Mere interest does not get the job done. Commitment does. Chapter 6. If you are always focused on the problem, you won't approach life with a positive disposition. It is not unusual to want to complain when we're faced with any problem. It is a natural reaction that we have when things are not going well in our lives. But after complaining, it is up to you to decide whether you want to keep drowning in the problem or make the best out of it. There's always two sides of a coin, and an opportunity might be on the other side of a problem coin. A rejection letter could be the reason you decide to work harder on your skills or start your own business. And a death scare can also influence a change in lifestyle. Whatever the problem is, there can be a flip side to it. When you experience a tragedy, take your time to face the reality of the situation. By doing this, you'll gain more insight. Disappointments are as good as you make them out to be. Every disappointment can give a perspective to life by highlighting important things. It can also reveal hidden potential and abilities that you never knew existed. And from one adversity to another, your courage and determination can grow. This growth influences how you handle subsequent activities and eventually changes your life for the better. You are the sum of every experience you've ever passed through, good or bad. Chapter 7. Your words are a reflection of your thoughts and can be the difference between your success and failure. Your words have incredible power. They can ruin your opportunities or change your life faster than you can imagine. This is because they reinforce your beliefs, and your beliefs create your reality. For instance, if you think that you're not very good at your job, you begin to say this over and over to the people around you. This strengthens your belief about yourself and leads you to take little or no action at all at your job. This, in turn, translates to poor results. This vicious cycle of negativity continues to spin until you choose to change the words you speak to yourself and others. Negative words reinforce negative beliefs and encourage negative results. To break free from the cycle of negative words, you need to give yourself as many positive talks as possible. Listen to yourself say all the right things and let it be rooted in your subconscious mind. Then, choose to tell only people who will support your effort because they will help you stay accountable. Stop repeating negative statements in your career, relationships, health, or finances. Zig Ziglar decided to reduce his weight from 202 pounds to 165 pounds while writing his book, See You at the Top. In that book, he concluded that he successfully lost weight. He went ahead to place 25,000 copies of the book. This meant he had to lose 37 pounds to maintain his credibility. He successfully lost weight because the words in that book held him accountable. This strategy can be risky, but it is useful when you have very important goals. The power of words cannot be overemphasized because it is evident in our daily interactions and the way we choose to articulate our emotions. You can control your words by building a positive belief system that begins with awareness. Be careful not to discuss your goals with negative people. All they'll do is point out all the reasons why you won't be successful. Chapter 8. Nobody needs talent, looks, or money to have a great attitude. Almost everyone asks or answers, "How are you?" each day. It is mostly a default question in any conversation. But as trivial as it seems, how you respond tells a lot about your attitude to life. Your answers can be negative, mediocre, or positive. The negative responses are usually phrases such as, "I'm tired," or something along the lines of, "I'm feeling terrible." A mediocre response is better than a negative response, but still can be improved. It sounds like, "I'm okay," or "I'm not doing too badly." This kind of response diminishes your energy and produces even more mediocre results. The slightest negative response to a situation can trigger a set of negative reactions capable of ruining your day. The positive response is the best way to answer when people ask how you are doing. These positive responses, such as "I'm terrific" or "I feel great," can improve how you feel about yourself and encourage the person asking to carry on a conversation. Even if real situations make you feel tired or terrible, it is up to you to choose to be positive because a gloomy attitude does nothing to the already bad situation. Remember, we become what we think about. Maintaining a positive outlook can be uncomfortable, but with constant practice, you can grow into it. Chapter 9. Be the person that everyone wants to be around, not the one who dampens the mood all the time. Nobody enjoys it when someone else begins to chronicle their problems, but a lot of us still do it very often. It is a different thing when people discuss their issues because they're seeking solutions or share experiences with their family and friends to let them in on the activities in their lives. These are perfectly normal and can yield positive results. The problem arises when a person decides to be graphic in explaining gory details of a problem, especially when the person listening can do nothing about the situation. This destroys everyone's good mood and leads to a game of proving who has it worse. Complaining about the things that you cannot change not only wastes your time, but it also compounds the problem. Life is full of many challenges. It is essential that you save your energy for the things that you can change. Being optimistic in the face of challenges makes you have a sense of what is important to you and helps you see situations as they are. Eddie Rickenbacker drifted on a log rift for 21 days because he was optimistic that someone would rescue him. If you find yourself complaining, think about the things you are grateful for. Complaining not only accomplishes nothing, but pushes people away from you and reinforces your problems. Take your time to discover things that you like and bring you the most peace. You'll be happier. Chapter 10. Choose to be a nourishing person and surround yourself with like minds. The world is usually made up of two kinds of people, toxic people and nourishing people. Toxic people dwell on the negative aspects of life. They always try to drag you into their problems and discourage you from doing new things. The nourishing people, on the other hand, are supportive and positive. They inspire you to be better all the time and light up the environment with their enthusiasm. The mind dwells on whatever it is fed repeatedly. So fill your mind with positive messages and interact with positive people. An excellent way to effectively filter the things you allow into your mind is to evaluate your friendships. If you find out that you spend time with a lot of negative people, you need to cut them off because hanging around them doesn't help you and it doesn't help them. If they are family members that you cannot easily cut off, then set limits that prevent them from being easily accessible to you. If you want to be a high achiever, you need to gravitate closer to the people who can nourish your mind. The people you allow in your life can either choke your dreams or inspire you to be better. Chapter 11. Great things hardly ever happen there in your comfort zone. To achieve your goals and develop your potential, you must be willing to go the extra mile and do the things you are afraid of. It is normal to be scared of taking big steps or exploring new ideas, but all this is because you are stepping out of your comfort zone, a zone of behavior that is familiar to you and where you feel safe. To be successful, you need to face that fear head on. Your fear could be public speaking, fear of rejection, or even starting your own business. But by believing that you are stronger than these fears, you can overcome them. If you want to be successful, you must be willing to be uncomfortable. Gil Eagles. A lot of the time, we take the easy way out. We back away from our fears, giving us momentary avoidance of anxiety. This does not eliminate the fear. Instead, it increases its potency to cripple our growth. There's no magic wand that can take away your worries or make the discomfort disappear. But by taking a different outlook and confronting the situation with a positive attitude, you are taking a bold step that leads to success. There are no benefits that come from avoiding your fears because they will keep coming back. Take, for instance, Dottie Berman. For 32 years, she taught English in a high school in New York. Yet, since she was 10, she wanted to be in show business. She slowly began to write songs and perform them as a hobby until she gathered the courage to pursue her career as a full-time performer. In 1988, she retired from her teaching job and went on to perform her one-woman musical show. The show focused on her fears of leaving a secure job for show business. This was the start of her career, as she went on to release more songs and perform in different parts of the country. If Dottie Berman was finally able to confront her fears in her 50s, you can too. Stretch yourself and be willing to expand your comfort zone, because life doesn't reward you for running away when the going gets tough. A good understanding of a problem might show that your fear is unnecessary after all. Chapter 12. It doesn't matter the number of times you fail. Life is just like learning to ride a bicycle. You keep failing for as long as it takes you to learn. Your persistence, repetition, and enthusiasm about your goals are what keeps you going even through the difficult times. The positive reinforcement from the people around you also forms the support system that you can depend on when you need help. The only reason you'll be unable to attain success is if you quit. It can be uncomfortable to try something new, but it only gets worse when you take your eyes off the goal and focus on others' opinions of you. Successful people have learned to plunge through the failures and recognize them as part of the growth process. A typical example of how success can thrive amid failure is Michael Jordan. He has a career shooting of 50%. This means half his shots were failures, but you can't name successful basketball players of all time and not mention him. See? If you find that you haven't been getting results or have been frequently discouraged by failures, check that your plans are realistic and that you are preparing for the success that you desire. Make adjustments and take slow steps to make progress. Also, check that you are genuinely committed and that you love what you're doing. The people around you are also significant in your journey because if a lot of negative people surround you, they will only spew negative energy that ends up depleting your positive attitude. The worst thing ever is when you do not try at all. So even when you fail, you need to keep picking yourself back up and trying again. Did you know? The book Chicken Soup for the Soul by Jack Canfield and Mark Victor Hansen was initially rejected by 33 publishers. Chapter 13. Everyone needs a wholesome network. Success indeed begins with you, but it grows through your relationships with other people. Networking, the development of relationships with people for mutual benefit, is an important life skill because you can't succeed on a large scale by yourself. The more you help people out, the more you get what you need to achieve your goals. Networking opens your circle to more valuable information, opportunities, and growth, but specific techniques can enhance the effectiveness of your network. They are: project a winning attitude all the time. This attracts more people to you. Participate actively in group projects. Think up ways that you can serve others instead of always focusing on what is in it for you. Carefully refer people to others when they need help with a project. Care about other people and show it by calling them or listening to them when they need help. Make it a point to meet new people regularly and treat everyone as important. These techniques help to build your network, but it is also up for you to follow up on your network by being appreciative of whatever help they render you. Networking takes time, so don't be surprised when it looks like you are not making any progress. Trust that the efforts you are putting into your dream are enough to achieve success. Conclusion. It doesn't matter how complicated the project you're currently working on seems. It is possible to be successful at it. Nothing is impossible once you're determined to win at it. All you need is the right attitude and these success strategies. Number 1. Develop a positive attitude amid the disappointments, setbacks, and mistakes you may encounter in the course of your life. Number 2. Fill your mind with dominant thoughts through motivational books and audio messages that will inspire you to do better. Number 3. Create a mental picture of what you want for yourself because if you can't imagine it, you cannot achieve it. Number 4. Refuse to quit when the going gets tough. Be committed to whatever you set your mind to and devote your best effort to seeing it work. Number 5. Look out for the possibilities in your problems. Choose to dwell on the positive sides of any difficulty instead of the things that you cannot change. Number 6. Be honest. Speak positive words to yourself and others because your words are potent and can shape your future. Number 7. Always give positive replies when people ask how you are doing. This boosts your energy daily. Number 8. Stop complaining about the things that bother you. Instead, seek possible solutions. Number 9. Associate with positive people that inspire you to grow. When you surround yourself with this kind of people, they push you to be a better version of yourself. Number 10. Confront your fears and grow through your mistakes. The more you try, the better you get at anything. So keep trying. Try this. Create a visual aid that inspires you even when times get difficult. It could be a small card that you can carry around with you, or a vision board in your home office.